Holy moly guacamole. It's freezing. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. You look like a monkey and a tired one too. Good morning, guys. It is colder than a witch's tit out here. A witch's tit, I said. My God, what's up? It is freezing. It's freezing. It's freezing. I said witch's tit because, you know, it goes along with the day. The day for Hallows Eve. It's Hallows Eve, is it not? You woke up 28, does that mean it's your birthday? Hello, it's freezing. Freezing. Is it witch's tit cold? I don't know. But, well, today it's going to be cold. Good morning. Happy Monday morning. Monday morning. Snow on the ground. Well, we don't got that. Thank you. Hi, Gare. What's up? Hannah, Aunt Lala. I haven't done anything this morning. You guys, I was so tired. I was on the phone with my eldest daughter last night for like 3 hours. What's the temp? Cold? I didn't check it. All I know is I have a jacket on, so you know I'm cold. Hi, Rhonda. She had me up. My oldest has obviously needed her mom in the last week. She has been calling me nonstop, and this is somebody that's not very communicative, right? Once in a blue moon, you know what I mean? So when she calls, I answer. I was gonna go and hang out with my husband last night, you know, wind down the evening before I, you know, jumped upstairs to go sleep. Jen calls, and he's like, "Where are you going?" "Sorry, mom duties." Oh, that's right. Yeah, so, you know, when she calls, she obviously wants to talk. So mama's got to be there. That's me. Sorry, Dan. You come later. Talk to you later, buddy. I think he's feeling, I know. And, you know, there's that echelon. It should be husband or wife and then kids. I'm sorry, but kids and then maybe animals and then husband. No, I don't know. But definitely kids up top. How are you aware when dad wakes up? See these things on the other side of my head? 1 and 2? My ears. I sure am. Here's the thing. Stacy. You know, you get to know the sounds in your house, right? So doors creak. You can open up a door and I know which room it's coming from. Our bedroom's right next to his. Our bathroom's like on our headboard, the one that he uses. So our ears alert us. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Do we hear him all the time? No, but most of the time. And I don't need to hear him all the time because most of the time he just goes to the bathroom and goes back. If there's any loud rustling, loud knocking, pounding, and shit like that, guess what? Our ears alert us. Hi, Big T. See you. See you, bruh. Hi, Angelica. Hey, Dale. What's with your accent? It's called Nashville, Tennessee, is where I am from. And I don't know. It started about a year ago. Just saying. Hey, Bliss. I don't always comment. Well, hello, Bliss. Thank you. He's not staged, blessed. Never been staged, never been formally diagnosed. My daughter would write me little notes that she preached. That's so cute, Pippi. I love that. Mom's always here, and that's what. And you know, Dan doesn't begrudge me, honestly, about that. You know, that's one thing that's really good about my husband. He may tease me and be like, "Yeah, well, shit, you just vacated," but he was one of the most. Hi, Philly girl. Hi, Willie. Hi, Amy. It's one of the most one of the best things he loves about me is I'm a bad-ass mom. That's right. I'm a caregiver to my kids, and I'm one of the best. Ever make a video for Ed? No. You know why, Bob? Because he would forget it 30 seconds later, or 10 seconds, or 5 seconds after he watches it. It would do no good for him. Drop a star. Terry, you know, are you male or female? And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just don't know sometimes. But as a mom, and I don't know about dads, but yeah, I'm a Nashvilleian. I hear things. Last night, I didn't hear him at all. I don't think he was up very much. Well, he wasn't roaming. But typically, Dan's not a good sleeper, so he's always up and down. But you hear things, right? As a mom, we're a light sleeper. I hear like a pin drop. I'm like, what was that? Like last night, I heard a couple things. So I sat there and I listened, and I was upstairs. So what's kind of cool is that now that we're on the other end of the house, he's on one end right next to him, and I go upstairs, I can hear the other side if Dan doesn't hear the first side. You know, tethered. So yeah, there's, you know, here's the thing. You don't, you know, everybody, you know, wants to talk about walkers and canes and alarms on the bed. No, I don't want to be alerted every time he's up. Could you imagine? I'm already lacking of sleep. I don't need to hear bzzz, bzzz. Every time he gets up. I hear it enough with the toilet flushing. It's still hot. Oh my God. So you just do the best you can. Dan's a little sore still. I don't know. I mean, he is going to be 56 soon. I hate it, skate life. It's just my patience for shit, like I talked about yesterday, is quickly diminishing. I don't know if it's just the next phase of life I'm in, but yes, I think it's a good teamwork, Carrie. I appreciate that. It's a very sad disease, but it drives me nuts. And Dan, you know, is just like, whatever. It doesn't bother him. But as a woman, 4 inches, shit. Walking Dead. It's that time of year. Walking Dead. It's a stress. Hey, Marcus. Sorry, I researched the Salinger family, the late 1800s. Oh, really? That's crazy. Yeah, is that what it is, Mickey? I'm like, you know, I should just not people at this point in my life because I'm not safe for myself, right? I think I used to be so diplomatic and non-confrontational, and, you know, I would never just bring things up just because it's not worth it to people, you know? But now I'm just like, what the fuck? What'd you say? Are you kidding me? I'm not good for myself right now. I don't trust myself around people. Very limited people right now because I'm very annoyed with life. Not really with life. My life is fine. But just people in general. I just wish people would fucking grow up. Yeah, because this, wear the shoes. See this thing right here, my face? I be looking like this. What'd she just say? Oh, no, she didn't. That's me. I can't. I can't. Crazy world. I'm annoyed. I wish I could tell you everything I'm annoyed with, but I can't. For the privacy of family, life, and the liberty and justice for all. Yeah, I'm tired of people's shit. I'm tired of people not taking accountability. I'm tired of people not reflecting on themselves. I'm tired of people, and I'm just tired of immature motherfuckers. You know, there was a time when we were in high school, right? For me, it was many eons ago. And well, present day, abort the fucking drama. Why do people like to create issues within their surroundings? You know what I mean? I call it the fix. No, Lisa, I'm not convinced. You know, I bought this fucking fix, right? Mrs. D-Cell NorCal 3. Because everybody on these creators were ramping and fucking supporting this shit. So I was like, let me buy this. You know, and every creator who has it on, their skin's glowing. My skin is not glowing. I bought it for the glow. I mean, all these creators, and this is the thing, people are full of shit, y'all. People lie. Creators lie. Creators are like, no joke, look at this face. You know, and their face is glistening. It looks tight as fuck. What you inject in your face, because it's sure as hell not the fix. So I bought it. I succumbed to the pressure of the creators. I did it. I've done it for about 7-8 days. Y'all, you can't get their look. It's not possible. They are injecting Botox in their face. That's what it is. What's up, Sean Dog, Sean Dog, Sean Dog, Sean Dog? Yeah, no, and it makes my face feel dry. So I don't know where they're getting this glistening look, but it ain't from the fix bottle. Yeah, maybe they're shellacking their face. What the fuck? I'm still gonna use it, right? Because I spent my $9.60 on it. It was a special. In hopes that maybe by the end of this week, there will be some amazing things that happen to this. I wonder if I can drink it. Do you think it would help my attitude? I don't think so. Hi, fat boy. Yeah. So I did it for you. So if you ever want me to be an idiot and take one for the team, I'm your gal. I like to be an idiot once in a while. But no, I want their glow. And they do. And I was getting ready to buy the fucking eye shit too. This one woman who's older than me, and she's like, miraculous. This is amazingly miraculous. Did you see, like, up to like 5 days ago? Look at those wrinkles. Gone, you guys. Gone. My shit's still here. The only way I'm gonna get rid of my wrinkles is to inject my face. That's it. You guys, exactly. Here's the thing. If it was a miracle drug, a miracle anything, it's gonna regrow your hair, plump up your penis, take away your wrinkles, and make you beautiful. Your doctors would prescribe that shit. Oh, wait. Hold on. This is our first, our first trolling. Scram persons. Take your own advice and your own handle name. It's crazy how different you acted on Dan's channel before you made this channel. Oh, Scram's so different. So different. Been treating Ed like shit recently. Yes, I have. Got this crazy ego-driven attitude. It's the best. Because Scram, I'm a badass bitch. You have a shitty attitude about everything. And you telling me I have a shitty attitude. But who am I doing? What am I doing to you? Right? You came here to tell me what a shitty person I am. Isn't that a deflection off of your person? Scram persons. You don't realize that when you cast your ugly stones to people who are doing a fucking amazing job. Yeah, I'm making it. I'm doing it. I'm supporting my family now because of my piss poor fucking attitude you say I have. No, I'm doing it because I'm a fucking badass. And for some reason, you're jealous or you're insecure because I am that much better than you. You're welcome. Bless your heart. Anywho, what I was saying was, you always come off as being the center of the universe in your house. Jason, newsflash. I am the center of the universe in my house. I am the center of the universe. No shit. You know why, Jason? I'm gonna tell you a little bit of why. Please use good fucking language to prove you are fucking educated. I don't have to prove anything about my fucking education because I'm a fucking amazing person. And for some fucking reason, y'all are so concerned with my attitude. Reflection, motherfuckers. Reflection. 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 Let me just remind y'all coming at me. What's really funny is that you're trying to critique me for something that I don't even do, but you're doing worse than what you think I do, right? You're coming at me throwing stones, but you're ugly. It's ugly. It's bullying. It's harassment. It is just straight up ugliness, and you show the typical person you are by doing it. Mike, this is really sad. Just stop, Danielle. Mike, bruh, I ain't never stopping because people, I love it. These trolls are so amazing because you guys keep showing me why I gotta keep going for idiots like you. That's right, bruh. Idiots like you. Hi, Zach. Yes, strong women are very threatening. And that's what it is. I just giggle. Keep them coming. Because it really just shows your true person. D, I got it. So uneducated. And they fucking show their uneducation in their class and their just person by doing what they're doing. Yeah, reflection. Matthew Perry, so fucking sad. Oh no, Zach, come on in. Well, you can always change the tune. Chandler, so sad. Why are they on here? Exactly, because they are so unhappy with themselves that for some reason it builds up their egos to be mean. That's it. They're sad. They don't have anybody who loves them. Because how could you love somebody so miserable? How could you love somebody that is that miserable? I sure as hell, if these people coming on here calling me names and telling me what a pitiful woman I am, have any fucking class. Can you imagine how they treat their women and everybody around them? Yeah, anywho. Mary, I'm so sorry. Hi, Big City, how are you? Anywho, happy Monday. Nothing like a little bit of couple trolls for breakfast in the morning to get my sass going and get my fastness back in action. Y'all grow the fuck up. Grow up. Grow the fuck up. Do you not see that when you guys cast your ugliness, it's a reflection on you as a person, not me. Not me. It's a you problem. And yet you're calling me fucking names. If it makes you feel better, go ahead. Soap and water. Gross. No, pull your penis out of your ass. Yeah, poor lonely people. Anywho, Matthew Perry, for fuck's sake. You guys, it's like, what? What happened? fucking weird posts, right, that he was doing. I kind of was up till like midnight watching TikToks about the Batman shit. Marshmallow kitty, bye. Hi, bye. So, yeah, maybe I should tell him, go shave your, you know what? So sad. And so here's what my thoughts are on that. And this is just all speculation. My thoughts, if he wasn't abusing again or using, maybe it was a heart attack. Some other, obviously. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, but what are the explanations behind it, right? I don't know. Everybody, we want answers, right? Am I Southern? Yes, I am Southern. So sad. And that's what it is. If there was no abuse whatsoever of other substances, it was just the wear and tear on his body. Well, that's what I was afraid of, Fat Boy, is that he was abusing, right? Because typically that's what happens. I know, my daughter Jennifer is such a friends. Well, yes, I think the ones who are using drown, but wasn't that, who's that other singer? Nick, who was, shit, you guys, come on, blonde hair, he was a user, Aaron Carter, thank you. God, Nick, I was thinking Nick Carter, and I knew that wasn't it, but same thing, right? Didn't he drown too? But he wasn't on anything, right? I don't, Whitney Houston, but she was a user. She was a pickleball though. Yeah, he did play. River Phoenix, did he drown? Whippets? Oh yeah, that's right. He was whipping. I don't really know what whippets are, but Houston, yeah. Well, wasn't Whitney the white powder? Yeah, it's just, you guys, I can't imagine, these, musicians or actors and, society. And I mean, look at all the trolls we get, right? Look at all the trolls we get, and just normal creators. Imagine, being that big of a person in the world and all the hate. I bet, how does it not like impact these people? And obviously it does. As much as you say it doesn't bother you, a lot of these people's problems with addiction are that, yeah, Stacey, especially at the caliber at some of which these people, yeah. And it was the pressure, right? It's the pressure of them all. It's the pressure, it's the escape, it's the hate, it's the anger. And that just shows you, I always talk about that shit. I always talk about how, you have so much support, right? And me too. Thanks, Julie. But it's the negative that tends to just knock you down, right? For most people, it still catches up. And to be that famous and to have, everybody has something to say, right? Everybody has, oh, he's fat, he's gaining weight, oh, she's got, I mean, this is why they get so fucked up. I sympathize with everybody. And I haven't even, I'm not even an ounce of which these people, but I can see how it happens now, I think he did say his piece. I think he was just struggling, and people just need to escape when they can't get better. I agree with you, Dee. I don't know, what is it like I don't know, I gotta pee really quick, but let's talk about this, because I want to talk about this a little bit more, because it really bothers me. Give me a minute. I gotta pee. Anybody want to get me a toilet for my garage? Anyway, that's why I get so pissed off at trolls. Because of the damage they do to other people. That's it. The damage they do to other people. I need a porta potty. I need somebody to devise a little hook me up back here so I can just pee and continue to talk to y'all. So, anywho, I believe that. I feel sorry for them, because being the little peon that I am and the trolls, as you guys see, I can imagine it in fucking 500 folds, how it happens to these people. And you think about, look at every singer, look at every actor, for the most part, they've had some issues, right? If they're still having issues or they've recovered, they all have. I need a catheter. That's a good idea. All right. Can I just put a catheter in now, Kim, as a nurse? Can I just have a bucket and just put it in my urethra and keep it there? Because that's a great idea. Hi, Roscoe. So most do. It's a tough gig, you guys. So I think that's why I get so angry with the ugliness that's out there. A shiwi. I know, but that's it's a cup that just helps you pee in the woods. Ouch, would that hurt? Would that hurt in my urethra running? I don't know. No, I've seen it on Amazon. But it just cups over the VJ and it helps you pee like standing up, right? Or like a funnel, like a beer bong, if you will, for women. Oh, Lord. I'm going to buy one. We should try that. I don't think it would hurt. Okay. Yeah. It's like a beer bong. Oh, honey, don't use that. Why not, Ma? Isn't it a beer bong? No. It's a shiwi. What's that? Well, it's been on my VJ, and I've urinated in it a couple times. Has anybody ever peed in a diaper before? Anybody? Judy, you're here. Has anybody peed in a diaper? I remember being younger, and a weenie. No, I'm talking about a she-wee. Kelly, it's a thing for us women. We put on our hoo-ha if we have to pee, like out in public. Anyhow, yes, but how hard was it to release the urine? And I did it in it was a prank. My friends made me pee in it because I had to pee so much. So I did it because, I'm still the same person I've always been. And it was really hard to pee. Yeah, right, Tiffany. So it would be so difficult. And I remember you wear them in ears so you don't have to get up and stop drinking and peeing. And it was really hard for me to release it. I was sitting there and maybe because everybody was watching me. It was a little weird. And then I was like, all right, let it go. And you feel like it's going to overflow, right? You feel like it's going to overflow. But I've been in some pickles. And I don't know. I'd much rather pee in a pee-wee than a freaking diaper. I can funnel that shit out the car window. What the fuck is that hitting my windshield? Does that smell like urine? Ooh, too much asparagus. That would be great. Hello, Charles. Have you ever dreamed you were peeing? Yes, I have. Like a tinkle. And then I wake up, I'm like, my childhood is coming back to me. I peed here's the thing. I'm going to tell you my story, what happened to me yesterday. Because I have no shame in my game. So, I was watching soccer all weekend for my niece and nephew, right? So I went into a porta potty because you gotta pee, right? And so for most women, I just hover. And I had my glasses on, and it's not very light in So I'm just hovering. My quads are killing me. And I was dying. I know you go anywhere, but it's such a weird feeling. And I was like, shit. So I reach over with my hand, and I don't know why I don't pre-think these things out. I mean, I'm like, I'm such a fucking idiot. So, I'm peeing. On the left side is the toilet paper. Well, one of the rolls was out, right? And with my left, they have the toilet paper so close to you, and I'm hovering. My quads are burning. I'm about to fall on the commode, right? And I'm trying to get it. So bye Judy. If anybody has a bladder like mine, you think you're done, but you get drops and little streams here and there as you're wiping. Yeah, that's me. Anyway, if you don't have that experience, I do. So I have to be very careful when I pull up my panties. So anyway, I'm in that phase where everything's trickling down, and I thought it was in the clear. So I couldn't get it with my left hand because it's right here and everything's contorted. I'm cussing, right? So I reach over with my right hand to get it. Well, what happens when you're hovering? Well, your body kind of shifts, and then all of a sudden I was like, why does my ankle feel wet? And I looked down, and so I started splattering, dripping on the seat, right? And then it splatters and then starts going off and landing in my shoe, because I have, leggings on, and so there's about an inch worth of, skin in my shoes, and well, yeah. So I was like, of course, fuck my life, right? Where else did it go? Pull up my pants, and there was a couple drips on the back of the pants, but that's fine. Because, so that's what happens, and I'm giggling, right? If anybody was like on the outside of the porta potty, they're probably like, what the fuck is happening? Why is she laughing by herself? Yeah, and how many times have you been in those situations? And I'm like, my calf's wet. Well, shit. So, Deidre, I think it was you that said something about squatting. I don't do well with squatting. I can barely even hover and come out clean. Just saying. Yeah, well, I just started laughing. I just started laughing because, I pissed myself. Not really, it wasn't that bad. So I got out and used the potable water and washed my hands, and I just slightly, dried off my ankle, and just, what are you gonna do? Oh, Isaac. And how many times can you guys squat and not get it urine anywhere on your person? Because I have never not gotten the backsplash on my feet, my shoes. Is my stream broken? It's not a straight shot. It kind of like, how when you have a hose and you put your thumb on the end of it and everything goes this way and that way and this way and up, and I think that's what my stream, I think I have a problem, like a skin flap or something that makes it squirts everywhere. So I for sure know that if I'm squatting in the woods, you piss in the refrigerator. What the hell? Maybe a squirter. I don't know. I can't piss straight. Any woman in here piss straight? Any woman? Oh, Charlotte. My bladder's literally in my vajay. It is. It's dropping. When I had my gyno appointment the other day, I was like, how's that bladder doing? She's so low. I said, yeah, I know. Ruins our stream. Hi, Sean. I'm a spritzer. That's what I am. I'm a spritzer. So if I can avoid, I need that she, whatever it is. That's it. I'm getting one. The bushes, I always pee on myself. Y'all, I mean, anybody who gives me any sort of tips, maybe for the next time, so I don't squirt in every which, I would appreciate it. Hey, your mama, what's up? So anywho, Monday, pretty soon, is there become an age, do you get to an age where you just can't squat anymore? Do you just like dig a hole and sit in it and just pray to God it doesn't overflow everywhere? I don't know, because I can imagine how hard it is for me to squat now at 49. Shit, Charles, that's funny. Excuse me while I piss in my refrigerator. Everywhere, see? Women, you know for sure when I was coming out of those trees, yeah, I've got the drips. It's like my faucet doesn't turn all the way off. I got a leaky faucet. I know, I'm gonna get a funnel. I swear I'm gonna get one for every car. You too, Chantel. Maneuver. I mean, if I maneuvered with my hips out, my feet out, my vagina would be touching the fucking pine. Men do have it so easy. I would literally, and we talked about this, that's what I'm saying, like, at what point can we not squat anymore? Because apparently I'm iffy already in the squatting. So maybe we get little shovels, dig a hole and just sit and hope nothing bites me in the, hootenanny, both sides. I don't know. It's a struggle. Like right now, I just peed, right? My bladder is literally pushing down low. It might be coming out of my cervix. I don't know. But she feels it every time. I have a pelvic exam. I always say, how's that bladder? She's like, hello. Thank you. Can we start measuring it? You know how we measure our kids in our door frame? Is there a way to etch inside my hoo-ha to see how much droppage we get in a year? Central KY. I wouldn't call doing all hard work and going to war a horrific death easy. What the fuck are you talking about? Have I ever said that? Central KY, boy Johnny. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you listening? I'm talking about uteruses, urine, squatting. When did I ever say anything about war and dying? Easy. Are you here with us? I know, K-Time, I am going to. You said men have it easy. Oh, well, it was a joke. Oh, men do have an easy with your appendage. You can pull it out and whip out. And I talked about that. You don't have to have babies through it, right? You don't have to have pelvic exams. You don't bleed through it, well, unless you got an STD. Your appendage is easy. Yes, I didn't think you fought with your appendage. Can you shoot a gun with your appendage? I don't think so. And if you can, wow, I would like to see that. But no, having Oscar Mayer wiener, yeah, it's difficult. Did you hear I leak on myself while squatting? It's not fun. I can shoot a gun with mine, but no, I can't. Just kidding. Yeah, no, they're Nicks. Nicks, don't buy the Nicks. Don't buy the Nicks. I've had a friend who had them because whenever we did squats and shit or deadlifts, she was leaking. She's like, they were the worst things ever. And they're like $100 a fucking piece of garment that's not wick absorbing. So I've never pooped in public. Never mind, I can't say that. I have. Shit. Literally. It wasn't pretty. I've told you about it. But anywho, that's for another day. You're welcome, Stacy. Pushing outside when you have no choice. The times I've had to lose it from the hiney There was no pushing, it was just leaking. It was coming out. I piss in on myself in the mornings. I piss in myself all the time. It's cleaning up. What's on the floor? Just my urine, Ed. Well, let me get that for you. We are birth built in. Definitely different. Bye, D. Have a good one. Yeah, no. I don't think. Bye, Stacy. Here's the thing. I don't think. Yes, but Shannon, poison ivy is a thing. I had a friend who pissed in the woods and got poison ivy, started with his appendage and all the way up everywhere else. It happens. Yeah, here's the thing about pooping in the woods, right? Hi, Mr. Time. Here's the thing about pooping in the woods. I don't think I could just go, oh, I have to go poop and, sit and grunt and push. Most of the time when I've had an emergency, I haven't had a choice. I don't know. Y'all, it is what it is. The body is horrible. I couldn't do why. I couldn't do it. I couldn't camp. I'm not a camper. When people say, wipe. No, Rebecca, you do not wipe with leaves. You know why? Poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac. Hell, you know what happens when, no, it just comes out. And I wait until it aborts my body without having a choice. It was a shit show. Fuck. I get a hotel. Yes, y'all, do I look like a camper? That is probably, I am bougie when it comes to camping. I don't even want to go in a fucking RV, but I'll do it. More than in a tent. I do not know. I don't shit in the woods unless I have to. I don't want to squat. Then I pee on myself. I don't want to. Poison ivy. Could you imagine wiping? The next day you're on fucking a camping trip and your hoo-ha is looks like a baboon in heat. Have you ever seen what a baboon in heat looks like? She is swollen, she is red, and she is pissed off. Pissed off. Could you imagine any poison, anything down there? You do not. You just take the risk and you fucking diddle in your underwear. You don't wipe. You don't wipe. You don't wipe. You just have plenty of pairs of underwear for accidents. That's what happens. Fuck these kids. Drip dry. Or you shake it like it's, you're like, ain't nothing but a hound dog. Sing it and shake. I take something. Woo! What was that? I think something just bit my lip. It's hanging on. It's still there. I don't know. RV is fine. That's my limit. An RV is fine because I have a toilet. I can clean myself. I can, be comfortable somewhat. But that's pushing it for me. I've never, nope, not gonna do it. It's just not me. I am bougie as fuck when it comes to camping. Give me a hotel. If it's 10 miles up the road, 10 miles down the road, I'll hang out with you at the campsite. So, I pay my mortgage to just not shit outside. Hold on. Speaking of shitting, I have to pee again. Yes, bladder in the cervix, maybe poking out. Give me a minute. Think about the next level of conversation we want to go. Somebody said something about Matthew Perry. I don't know. theory on Matthew Perry is as such. He was obviously either using again or he had a heart attack. That's it, plain and simple. There's nothing else. But the Batman shit was a little weird, was it not? Anybody read his book? I didn't. Oh, the regular coffee kills me, but I still drink it. Hot Thumbelina. I mean, I like the idea of campfires. I like the idea of camping and being outside and nature and all that stuff. But I don't want to sleep in it. Hell no. I just found a Danielle Salinger page. That's me. But it's not me who's posting the videos. It's like Danielle_Salinger. Not me. Not me. So there's so many more stolen content. And every time, Shirley, did you pee? And every time I report them, Dan reports them, we get, sorry, they're not in violation. So you guys, it's horrible. Yeah, golden showers. Is decaf better? I think, so for me, it's the acidity. I don't know about Kay, but yo, hotel, yeah, I'm a glamper. Yeah, you guys abort the mission. And one of my friends today said, they commented and said fake account. The person responded to her and said thank you, whatever, and then sent her a friend request. These people are brutal. They have no shame in their game, and they're criminals. Yeah, I'll sleep in a camper. I know, they don't, but think about it, Kay. YouTube and TikTok, they all have their own issues. Like, I got a comment for cyberbullying. I got a slap on the wrist, right? For cyberbullying. But what they don't realize is that the person who posted was so much more mean and vicious as I ever was in my response to them, right? Because I try to be really cautious in how I word things. But because these social media apps like jump when you say certain things and they just shut it down, they don't have time to deal with the other shit. Anybody who writes anything on my pages that is as ugly as they do, they're uglier, but they don't take the time. Hi, elves. Same thing, they don't care. And at the end of the day, it's, you were blocked. You were blocked, oh, see? And that's the thing, it's so stupid. Like, they protect the community, but they don't protect us, right? Or the people who defend us. Saying men suck. Really, Charlene? God, it's so ridiculous. So what I've been doing, we have our new website. It's called therealsalingerfarm.com. I'm putting it big on my videos, so that way if they use my videos, they're really gonna have to accentuate and cut out, the video, so it's gonna be really upfront. So, thanks, Happy News. So they do that. And it's so stupid because, it'll say on here, some of the comments have been blocked due to community guidelines, and it's like half the people who are doing it are supporting me, I'm gonna, on mine, I'm gonna really try to do that. You really can't, because, you could say fraud and scam, I guess, on them, but they don't really do anything. That's what sucks. Hello, missed your birthday. In May, Salinger Farm is not me, no. Nothing on the internet other than mine and Dan's. You guys, we tag each other in each of our accounts. And therealsalingerfarm.com is our merch line. So I'm putting that on there on my videos, just so you know, for those of you who want merch, but also to help keep the trolls from stealing our shit. I'm Mrs. D-Sal NorCal, Mrs. D-Sal NorCal 3. So the one you're on right now is my live account and my personal account. YouTube, Dan and I have one each. Danielle Salinger, and then he's D-Sal NorCal 1434. Yeah, Deidre, so Salinger Farm, therealsalingerfarm.com. Yes, so therealsalingerfarm.com is mine. And if you see the logo, it has a Millie pig on it, and like sunflower-ish, and there's, if you have any questions, but yes, that's it, therealsalingerfarm.com. I put it on I just started, because it's really officially kind of open yet right now. So I just the last 3 days have started putting it on my videos, right on the video. So you know. How is my health? Fine. You do, Jeb? The 14th? Same one. So I'm gonna add, depending on how well the new merch line goes, I would like to add more things, but my guy won't do it until we turn a profit, I guess. So I have all these ideas. Hi, Mona. Bye, Mona. They steal everything, and they're making money. You know, that's what's really hard. So what's up for the week? Anything exciting? It can say juicy chalupa. Yes. Juicy chalupa right here. Anyhow, I have a pretty mellow week this week. Jennifer's getting ready to move in with her cousin, so I'm sure in a couple weeks I'm gonna have to help her move. But I think I don't think it's this weekend, I think it's the next weekend. Busy soccer weekend coming up. Lainey's last game on Saturday. Wesley is in a state cup tournament, so I won't go on Saturday, but because I'll go to Lainey's, and then I'll go on Sunday to Wesley's. And then things start kind of slowing down a little bit for soccer. So, cystoscopy tomorrow. That doesn't sound fun. Jeb, that sounds great. Traveling to see grandbabies. Your birthday is Wednesday. Happy early birthday. Cigars, whiskey, and pizza. Sounds like a blast. I don't really like whiskey, but I do like cigars. I do. I don't mind that. You too, Moni. So Thursday, I go to my real physical therapy appointment for my jaw and my neck and everything like that. So I'm excited about that. Other than that, I think just normal shit around the house. Really exciting. Went to Costco and bought gem crystals. It sounds fun. Happy news. Shucks. What about the herb? I don't do the herb. Only Dan. Jennifer's moving out of her studio apartment and into, oh yay, V. I can't wait for that. Although I can wait for the money leaving my account, but I'm waiting. I can't wait for my daughters to get married. Deidre, you do that every day, girl. Did you get it on the first try? I sure did, Kim. First try, pro right here. So Jennifer's moving in with one of her cousins, which makes me happy, right? I hate her going, you know, she goes to school at night, and so I just in downtown, you know. Danielle, that smokes when you blow, or just mere enjoyment. Are you being funny? Hanging out at home, what's cold? Samantha, well, happy birthday. So, so her and her cousin found an apartment close to where Jennifer lives. Her cousin moved back home from Vermont. She's ready to, you know, be on her own again. So they found a place. So super excited for them. I think it'll be good for both of them. It'll be good for Jennifer. She won't be alone, you know. I knew it, happy. How do you do it all so well? I don't do it all so well. And that's one thing. You guys, I'm working on the herb, no shit. I don't do it all well. That's why, there's no secrets about that. You do the best you can. My life is the fuckery, right? I do the best I can given it really depends on us, right? You know what you mean? You know what I mean? Like, we wake up grumpy, we're probably not going to be as successful throughout the day, or as happy, or as proficient and patient, right? So, you know, I have moods up and down all day long, with, I'm sure, most women who have the menopausal fatigue, drain, and fucking symptoms. You just gotta learn to collaborate and listen, you know? You gotta step back. You gotta assess and try to get out of your funk and do the best you can. I'm not always my perfect self throughout the day. Some days, I tell you all, some days I'm like, God, I was a rock star. I did it all with ease today. Fuck yeah, you know? And there's other days I'm like, well, this is gonna be the type of day it's gonna be, for fuck's sake. And then there's days that I'm all over the place and I'm like, you know what? That was not bad. That was not bad. It's hard. And like Dan and I had a conversation today about balance. Balancing for us, right? Because we have a lot of things, you know, going on individually in our families, trying to, you know, he deals with one side, I deal with the other side, and we just take care of our shit while I'm taking care of everything else, and then social media and doing my stuff. And, you know, it's hard to balance. And he told me something today, and he said, you know, I've said this from the beginning, you need to learn to have balance. You know, I think we're just off, because when he's busy, I'm free, and then when he wants time, I'm busy, right? And that's kind of the thing in relationships in general, especially when you're caregiving, because you don't get that alone time. And maybe I do need to make more of an effort when he's not on the phone, and, you know, to get off if I'm on the phone, or if I'm on Zoom, you know, or something like that, just to have 5 minutes or 10 minutes to cohabitate, and not even a sex thing, but just a meeting of the minds, you know? But he tells me you're always so focused on fixing other things, right? Whether it's the kids and friends and social media, you know, we got to learn a healthy balance for us, which is true. It's hard, right? We just get so wrapped up in our own person and dealing with so much shit. And I took on a lot, you know, with the business too, right? Typically it's his thing. And then he wanted me to participate, and I'm empathetic, right? I'm an empath. So I want to help and fix everybody. And it's hard for me to learn boundaries sometimes. I think I've come a long way, but obviously, you know, he feels different. Men do, right? Because we're the fixers. So it's so difficult to, you know, sometimes recognize those things. You know, he visualizes one way and I visualize a different way, right? But it's just funny because sometimes he says I'm always on the phone. It's like, yeah, maybe that's when he's available, but when I'm available, he's always on the phone. You know, so it goes both ways, right? So it's hard. It's really hard. Are you doing because of his health issues? Ozzy, what do you mean by that? Hi, Emily, how are you? Relationships. I'm just talking about relationships in general are hard work. And people do feel, you know, I think his family, well, I think Dan takes on a lot of pressure to fix his family, right? His brothers, his help, his parents. So that's his main focus, where I have everything else to deal with. So it is hard. Oh, you're welcome, Deidre. Thank you. Okay, how are you? So, you know, it's just complicated. It's hard to sometimes, and I, you know, with my relationship with my husband, it's like, do we take each other for granted? Probably. We both do. Yes, and that's what it is. I think I need to be better Yeah, I visualize my slot machines dinging out. I need to be better at recognizing that he too needs attention from me, right? Not just a 30-second quickie every other day or, you know, every couple days depending on the hormones or week. I don't know. You know, I need to be better at recognizing that you're right. He just sometimes 15 minutes, you know, of just hanging out and connecting is important. But God, you know, Lisa, it's so funny when you say I need an alone vacay. I don't know if I would be happy in an alone vacay. You know, I think maybe for the first day, it would be great. And then I'd be like, all right, I'm bored. Where are my friends? You know, how are you? Yeah, and you know, Jesse, it's what's important to me about building my platforms, you know, is Dan and I, it's very important for us to be transparent. And when we started this journey together on the social media, you know, that was my biggest thing, is that I'm not going to do this if I can't be me, right? I don't want to act the part, and I'm not going to act the part. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be an open book. I'm going to talk about real life shit. I'm going to use us as an example. I'm going to use all of my issues as examples, whether they're friends on Zoom, whether they're friends on social media, anything, right? Because to me it's important, because my shit is also relatable to other people going through the same thing. And that's why I talk about the things that are on my mind daily. I talk about my shit. I talk about our relationship. I talk about my relationships with friends, because somebody is feeling the same way. Somebody is going through the same thing. And as a community, meaning my platform, as we come together for others, friendships have been formed on here, other than just me. And that's important to me. That's important to me, is that there's a safe place that we can go to. Is there's a safe place that we can rack each other's brains, give each other ideas on maybe how we could become more successful in our day-to-day shit, you guys. Day-to-day shit. That we're just all humans trying to get through the rat race. We're all trying to keep our head above water. And we need each other. Some people have no family on here. Some people are all alone, and they come here for security, laughter, and as just, you know, to kill the time. That's what I enjoy doing. You know, I love being that platform to where people feel comfortable. They like my spunk. They like the shit we talk about, whether it's serious shit, life shit, you know, sad shit, funny shit, silly shit. You know, I, at the end of the day, am gonna be me. And I wanna be here just, and that's why Dan's like, girl, you can't save everybody. And you gotta learn to let things go. And I don't think I will ever learn that, because I can't, and I won't. And I just don't put up with bullshit anymore. So maybe I'm gonna make strides in letting things go better. I don't know. I am Ozzy. That's one thing, is that I will always be me. And I know that the people who show up every day, the people who defend me, the people who love me and support me, and you see it. You see it, right? Fascinating is a good word to describe me. I'm all over the place. I'll talk about vulvas. I'll talk about bumholes, pooping, peeing. I mean, you know, most people are like, Danielle, what are you doing? Like when I was telling my OB, I was like, all right, I gotta tell you something. This may seem really crazy to you, but I become a creator, influencer, and well, there's a bet going that I'm gonna hit the mark. She's like, and I told her how I talk, and she's like, you talk about all that online? I said, girl, I mean, you talk about it all day long with your patients. No different. She just was laughing. Um, yeah, it is good to, we all have different point of views. Men that are on both platforms, think about how much you learn from me. Think about how much me and other women on these platforms can help you understand your woman, right? I mean, come on. Do we not help you see things in a different light? You know we do. You know we do. So you're welcome for me teachings and their teachings. Yes, tapping is clapping. Facebook. Am I on Facebook? No. TikTok. Hit the screen. TikTok, YouTube, whoever you guys are, hit the likes. So that's the thing, is that if I can make a difference, if I can make somebody smile, if I can make somebody think, holy shit, I'm going through the same thing, great idea. That's great, that helps me get through my day, makes me feel accomplished. I try to, Angelica, because, I think about the times in my life when I was struggling, right? And sometimes I still struggle, and you guys pull me out of my hole. So it goes both ways, but if I had found some forum, back in those days that I could listen to and I could hear and give me the strength, like, yes, me too, God, it could have helped me, in so many different ways. So if I can spread my love and everything else that I'm spreading to y'all and show you that, yes, you can do it. You can do it, We can all do it. We may not do it always with grace. We may not always do it with perfection. And that's okay. That's okay. I was not a perfect version of myself this morning. I didn't think I was going to be a perfect version getting on here because I'm just tired. Some things happen between Dan and I. Nothing bad, just communications, and it kind of put me on the defense and irritated. But time, right? Resonation helps to think about things and be like, okay, didn't need to be too defensive. I should have just listened. Sometimes it's so hard because I'm like, well, bro, you too. Like sometimes you just feel like it's an attack. But it is. The internet can be a wonderful place for a majority of people. So let's keep it that way. Yes, and I think maybe, Ozzy, people are so threatened by me, by my personality, by my strength, my passion, my honesty. People all the times don't understand the honesty. They think you should, let things be private. There's plenty that's private. There's plenty that's private. I share the things that I feel is necessary to help others. That's it. I reflect. I get up in the morning and I think, okay, how am I feeling in the 2 hours before I get on here? Things happen in the process. I think this is a great topic of conversation because somebody out there today I will touch. Somebody out there today will say, shit, me too. Somebody out there today would say, oh girl, or bruh, I agree, you are too defensive. Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm not defensive on social media. I was talking about me and my husband. Thank you. But not social media. I am the way I want to be on social media because there's assholes out there, right? Kind of like, you. I agree, you're too defensive. Why cast stones? Why are you bullied? Why are you being mean? No, I was talking about me being defensive with my husband, not on social media. I give what you get, right? What you put out, I'm going to respond the same way as you do because I'm not going to be bullied by people who have no idea. People who are a blip on the fucking radar, the shit beneath my shoe that I stepped on accidentally. No. That's not called defensiveness. That's called standing up for myself. Why is it that because I stand up for myself, I stand up for my friends, and I stand up for what I do, that it's considered defensiveness. It's not defensive. It's not defensive. Sometimes you can't stand anyone that doesn't agree your mouth. What the fuck's wrong with my mouth? Tough person behind the screen. What the fuck is wrong with my mouth? No, and that's not true. Everybody has opinions. Opinions are like assholes. It doesn't mean you're right, but you're being ugly. Exactly, you're being ugly. You weren't giving me any opinions. You were just stating your facts. Huge difference. Reflection is key. Look at yourself in the mirror and reflect on that. And reflect on, oh, PA, I can't give you any more attention. I'm trying to build you up, but obviously I'm the one with no class. Oh, I don't think so. I'm full of class. It's you and the bullies like you that come on here that have no class because you attack other people. You're a bully. Thank you, because that would be the asshole. Anyhow, that's the thing. They say I don't have class. I'm showing all the ways in which I do. I take care of my family. I'm honest. I don't lie. I don't cheat. I don't steal. I just defend myself and protect my people. But because of that, I'm defensive. No. When I have I have an example. There was a friend just recently who felt left out. Let's just say that. Left out. Me and a couple other women were talking. Didn't think anybody was around. So we were just talking. And the minute that, she came in and we're like, oh shit, there's the ear, so let's vacate the premise. Just for respect of the other person who was a little uncomfortable talking about it. Now, could we have handled that situation better? Maybe, but nobody was alert. And that's what happens sometimes in the Zoom. People aren't there. They just leave it on. And so we were talking for a long time. Nobody said anything, so we thought we were alone. So anyhow, here's the thing when you deal with situations. You can say something to the effect of, when like people say, well, you don't like my opinion and therefore you shut everything out. No. What I don't like is the disrespect. What I don't like is the name calling. You can have your opinions and be respectful. When I have a difference of opinion with a friend of mine, we may agree to disagree. And I may say, you know what? I get it. I can see your side. And they may say, well, I just don't understand your side. And it's like, okay, well, let's just go. But here's the thing. When you feel attacked or you feel left out or your feelings get hurt, you don't respond by attacking other people. You don't respond by using things that they say and throw them in their face. Once you start doing that, you look defensive. You seem defensive and you look guilty. In my eyes, I could be totally wrong. But the way you handle yourself in conflict with others is a huge reflection on yourself. Communication is a tricky sort. But with me, when people automatically respond, had somebody said, hey, my feelings were hurt, I felt a little left out, I felt uncomfortable, I would have done much better, right, than basically calling us ignorant and mean girls, Well, that doesn't work for me. That's not how you effectively communicate. You can communicate and your feelings are valid 100%. Feelings are always valid, right? The other people don't have to agree with your feelings, but your feelings are valid. Your emotional response is not. Did you hear that? Your feelings are valid. I don't have to agree with them. Your emotional response is not. One more time. Your feelings are valid. Remember that. Your feelings are always valid. Nobody has to agree with your feelings because we're not the same people. But your emotional response is not. Bottom line. So when you come at me emotional, or anybody for that matter, it's not even about me. It's about people in general. Interpersonal relationships. Think before you write. Take a minute, reflect, take a deep breath, because what's going to happen is you're going to attack and continue attacking and pushing people away. You have broken trust with me because I don't have time for that. And I will not tolerate disrespect. To me, your feelings are valid. I do not have to agree with them, but your emotional response is not. Rebecca, your feelings are valid. Nobody has to agree with them, but your emotional response is not valid. And I'm in that point in my life, I don't give a fuck. I have enough friends. But see, I don't agree with that slick. In certain situations, I don't believe the best response is no response. But in those cases, when you are that emotional and you are attacking, yes, the best response is sweep it under the rug and try to do the best you can and assess the situation until you can do it calmly. I don't mind chatting with people. I don't mind talking about issues. First of all, I will not approach anybody when I don't have concrete evidence, right? I'm not gonna go to people with hearsay. Well, I heard X, Y, and Z. I'm not gonna do that. But if I find out that what I'm hearing is completely accurate, then I will approach you with it. I don't need to go to you until I'm ready to go to you. I don't owe anybody anything. I'm not everybody's friend, nor do I want to be. So I hate conflict. And that's why for me, I have learned that until I need to be confrontational, I don't until I know 100% that people were guilty of something. I've learned that. I've learned to not act emotionally, you know? And sometimes not giving a fuck is the greatest thing, because you know what? When I give and I think too much about giving a fuck is when it weighs me down. I have too many other things in my life every given day to worry about other than somebody whose feelings I hurt. For fuck's sake. You know how many feelings I can hurt in a day? I cannot be bombarded with that. I let things go. Know me, appreciate me for who I am, and know that I never do anything personal. But now you've made it personal, because that's the way I am. It's not a good trait, but it is. Minnie, I don't totally not give a fuck, right? But I have to choose when I need to give a fuck and not give a fuck about the things that really don't matter that much to me, right? Does that make sense? But yes, I use my daily experiences to share with you guys because it helps you, right? Know that if you ever have a conflict with me, you will probably be a story on one of my platforms, you know, because it's real life shit. These are the things, you know, that we deal with. These are the things that probably 10 people are dealing with just today or this weekend, you know? Me too, Lori. Me too. Hashtag me too. There's a day There's a it's never easy, right? Some days are worse than others where I hyper-focus too much on things that I need to let go. It's human. You are going to NGAF, not give a fuck. No fucks to give. No fucks to give. No, it needs to be no NFTG. Yes, most women are emotional humans, so we are empaths. Yeah, I mean, friendships are complicated, right? No fucks given. That's better. Interpersonal relationships are difficult. I know many, but you know what? I should be proof, doing it right now, that you weren't alone, right? And that I'm sure we could have helped each other. And I'm sure you could have used the comfort, like, girl, you fucked up? Oh, me too, girl. You know, it's okay. Let's just shoot for tomorrow. Let's make tomorrow a better day. But I hope that Dan and I sharing our journeys, and maybe the other people you follow with parents that have Alzheimer's or dementia, give you that, like, I have a lot of people who say, God, I feel so guilty. I wish, I had you around. Don't feel guilty. Like, you did the best you could do. You did it. You did it. You know what I mean? Like, you took the task in. Were you perfect? Probably not. Did you fail? Probably every fucking day. But you still pulled up your pants and kept on going. For that, anybody gets my approval and my recognition, because it's not easy. It's not easy. Life in general is not easy. Taking on the task of caring for sick loved ones is not easy. In addition to everything else, it's not easy. And it is lonely, right? Why do I use the fucking word, F word, fuck word? You're smarter than that. User, language has nothing to do with your intelligence. As a matter of fact, if you've read the studies, you know what they fucking say? Exactly that. The most intelligent people on the fucking planet say fuck. So maybe I'm a fucking genius, as much as I say it. So yeah, tip of the day, use the word fuck. It makes you look smarter. I got a dumb smile. Well, thank you, Raheem. I appreciate your words of platitude, gratitude, and positivity, Raheem. How's this smile, Raheem? Is it better? Fucking absolutely. It's like idiots like that, They come on and they cut people down. Raheem, I hope that made you feel 10 inches taller. Because the ignorance is shining through. I have white teeth. They have gotten a little yellow because, you're supposed, did you know? Surely. Did you know that after you drink anything caffeinated, dark, like soda, and anything like that, you're supposed to brush your teeth because it stains your teeth, right? So if you can't brush, stick water in your mouth, swish it around, and spit it out or swallow it. Your choice. I've been failing at that lately, so, anyhow, tip of the day. Maybe somebody will learn something new. Want to go to facility with obligated to without having no strangers at the end. Doesn't want to go to You use the word obligated, Nancy. And that's, I get it. Like, a lot of people use that word obligated. You know, they say, I feel obligated because, you know, my parents took care of me. And then there's other people that say, God, it's so horrible to say you feel obligated to take care of them. Why is that horrible? Why is that horrible? Because even if there is a sort of obligation that a loved one feels, they're still doing it. They're still doing it. And I don't judge anybody for using any words like that. I mean, I can see, you know, I can put, and that's what the thing is about me, is that I can see both sides. I can see the feeling of obligation. I can see it. I can understand it. I can understand when people use the word burden, and I don't judge. You know what? Because that's somebody's feeling. That's somebody's thought process, and that doesn't mean they don't love them. Oh, moneymaker. That's a sore subject. Yes, wine does too. So I think, you know, I don't judge anybody for using those words at all. And I understand, especially this journey is a tough one, you know. You too, Minnie. I think a lot of people feel a sense of obligation. And I'm going to say that. A sense of obligation, right? Because I think it's true, you know? Do I think burden is a good word to use? Not all the time, but do you feel like sometimes it is? Yes. Yes. And that's okay to feel that way. Because at the end of the day, you're going to wake up and you're going to repeat the cycle. That's why I try not to judge people for anything, the words that they use, especially when they're trying to talk about an emotion they feel, right? Thanks, Les. I think it's a true, honest feeling that people have at moments. At moments. And I would never take away somebody's feeling. I may not agree with it, and I think that's okay, but I can understand them feeling that way because I've had all sorts of thoughts. I've had all sorts of those words floating through my brain. So I get it. I get it. I understand. I understand all of those descriptions. And I do, Lisa, right? I feel obligated to go to the casino. Now that I feel almost every couple weeks, about every 2 to 3 weeks, I'm ready to go to the casino. It's an obligation. I feel like I have to drop off my monthly tidings, right? With the hopes that maybe I walk away with some tidings. But it doesn't happen and I fall. Shit, let's not fall again. I really want that footage though. I wonder if they can get it for me. Do you think so? I don't know. But yeah. So I don't judge people on those things. I don't judge people. And I can guarantee you that most of the women that are on here doing it alone, doing it for their husbands, are probably feeling sometimes those things. And that's okay. That's okay. Because I get it. And I will tell you I get it. And I don't judge you for those things. Now, other people I can't control, but I don't judge you. And it's a true feeling at times, you know? But at the end of the day, guess what? We're still doing it.
we're still doing it until you can't do it anymore. You know what I mean? If their safety becomes an issue and you can't make the allocations necessary to protect them, then that's when, you have to make one of the hardest decisions on the planet, or make a hard decision because you can't physically take care of somebody because you don't have the room, you don't have the time because you have young kids, things like that. Then you have to think about family first. And if it's something you feel like you can do, give it a go. And if you give it a go and it doesn't work, then you tried and did the best you can. I believe in everybody. I believe in everybody's feelings. And I believe that, if you try and you feel like a failure, I understand you feel that way because you couldn't do it. I can't use a straw for your coffee unless it's from Starbucks in an iced coffee. Hi, Hawkman. Are you getting to that point? I was wondering with recent changes. No, I can tell you with the recent changes, meaning like his happy good thing I didn't have to ever deal with that. Or just yell masturbating, when they're coming into your room. You always got to give somebody a little bit of notice if you have a caretaker, just busy, come back later, and everybody should knock before they walk in anyway. Anyhow, I had to respond to that because, sidetrack gutter, that's where I go. No, I'm not getting, do I feel like it's harder? Yeah, this fall has been a hard recovery. The fall, Ozzy, it's the fall. The fall, anytime somebody, it's like a surgery, every time any dementia Alzheimer's patient has a surgery, right? The anesthesia, the decline happens, and every time they have to recover. This took a lot out of him. This took a lot out of us because it was stressful, making sure we were doing the right thing, making sure we were caring for him in the right way, making sure, staying on top of things. And, Dan and I argued a couple times because I didn't think he was doing enough and I wanted to do more, but, at the end of the day, it's his dad, right? I can't overstep, and I will not overstep my bounds with that because ultimately he has the number one control, right? It was tough, but I can tell you something right now. As tough as it was and as frustrated as we were and as sad and heartbroken we were, because that's really at the end of the day what it was, and worried, I wouldn't have wanted him anywhere else but with us. Does that make sense? The fear in his eye, the fucking pain. If you all could have seen me, my worry, because I'm a worry wart, my concern, my, Dan, you need, you guys would have seen a whole different side of me. And I think most of you can see through that, see through my TikTok act or whatever. Yeah, and things can change, right? So we try to protect him. Everybody's like, oh, I can't believe you didn't send him to the emergency room. I can't believe you didn't call an ambulance. What? What? Are you kidding me? Do you know the fall was already a fucking traumatic experience for him and sets him back? You think we want to send him, So, okay, I know, it's like, all right. You have to be careful. You have to think about those things in dire needs. At the point when Dan called his brother Dave, right? Dave's a doctor. Profusely over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And Dave's like, I'm not worried right now. I'm not worried. Give him Motrin, blah, blah, biscuit, and do all those things necessary. And then we'll just see how it goes. We don't want to add more to the circumstances if we don't have to. It fucks him up. And seeing how long this fall has taken him to recover, it's been horrible. Painful. Fucking sad. No. If we don't have to take him into a doctor, an ER, we're not going to for those reasons. For his best interest. Love you, Chiss. And you don't think we were worried? You know, everything we do as caregivers is a worry. Did we make the right choice? Did we do the right thing? Did we, do we have his best interests at heart? And at that point, we had to trust our decision. We had to trust it for him. So if people ask me all the time, well, when's enough? And I can't say that. Is it ever going to be enough? I mean, are there going to be times like this where I'm hitting my head against the wall going, I'm so frustrated, I need a break? Yes. Right? I need a break. It's exhausting. But there's two of us. I was able to leave and go watch soccer all weekend. I was able, hi Fupa, I was able to do everything, that I want to do because I have Dan. Sitting in the ER would have been horrible. People are like, put him in an ambulance. Okay, let's add more salt to the wound. Let's add more trauma to him by putting him in an ambulance. Not the answer. Not the answer. Mm-mm. And it looks like we made the right decision. It's just a longer recuperation. He is 91, right? And even like his brother said, even if it's a cracked rib, a pulled muscle, what are they gonna do? Nothing. Send him home with pain meds. And do we really want him on those pain meds? No, because he can't fucking walk. So, for all the unsolicited advice, we are doing the best we can, and we are trying to put his feelings and his needs on top of everything else. And could it have been risky to keep him home? Probably. Maybe. But it's proven that it hasn't been. We looked for, yes, his son's a doctor, so we have those resources. We had on-call care, and if Dave at any point in time, he's like, I'm not so worried about the right side because there's not really many vital organs. Just watch for fever, watch for, maybe blood in the urine. And if for some reason that happens, then you take him in, right? Worst case scenario. And if you guys see the look in his eye when he's in pain, and when he's scared, sending him into a more traumatic environment is if you have to do it, you have to do it. But just what if, and the directives of Dave, let's just try to do the best we can with keeping him as safe as possible. And the panic was there. So you really think about it, right? The first night wasn't so bad. It didn't hurt. He started hurting the second and third night. Second and third night was the worst. The pain. Ugh. The look in his eye, the scare, the alarm that something's wrong, the panic. It's horrible. It's horrible. But no, he's staying with me. He's staying with me. And he's staying with his son. Because at the end of the day, I think we know him the best. And we might fuck up every so often, but his best interests are always up first and foremost. So it's hard. This journey doesn't come with an instruction manual. And those that think there are have no clue. It's really difficult. So I was panicked. I was ready to call 911 and get him in an ambulance, and Dan would just have gone with him, And Dan's like, can we just give it a minute? But, like Dan has to talk me off the ledge sometimes. I'm like, look at his eyes. He's in pain. I don't like this one bit. And Andrew's looking at me like, Mom, what are we going to do? And Dan just like, Dan's a yeller. So he just yells and yells and then yells at me because I'm freaking out going, I don't like it. He hurts. Let him stay in the hospital and get him, but then that would have been horrible because one of us would have been there the whole time with him and he would have been uneasy. Sam, ha ha ha. It's horrible. Yeah. So, when people discuss things about burden and obligation and, feeling a certain way, you're entitled to those feelings. And I don't judge you for feeling any sorts of way. And I'm sure as caregivers, most of us feel a certain way throughout the day. And we do the best we can. We're not perfect. We get frustrated, we yell, we scream. Not so much anymore for me, but I may get louder with him when he, it's just those difficult moments, but I don't feel bad about it. I don't. I feel like I'm doing the best I can, and I know he appreciates it. He'd rather me yell at him or Dan yell at him than being a fucking home with strangers, right? So, and Ed was a conflicted guy. Like, he liked conflict, he liked drama, he liked yelling, he liked it, he feels at home, and he can't fucking hear. So sometimes, like I say, sometimes as caregivers, don't you all say those things, for the love of Pete? And sometimes I even do it with those facial expressions, right? For the love of Pete! And he's like, what? I do that. Don't talk? All right. I tell him, you're driving me nuts. What? Pardon me? Cuckoo. What? You're driving me nuts. Oh, okay. You want me to go sit down? Yes. That's me. That helps me cope. Helps me get through those moments where I just want to, I don't know what, but something. It's hard. And I don't judge anybody for reacting to their significant others who they're taking care of alone, their mothers, their fathers, their brothers, their sisters, anybody who's sick. It's a tough gig, and it's not easy. It's not easy. So you just do the best you can. You find coping mechanisms. Don't feel guilty for your reactions. Instead of feeling guilt, just think of ways you can improve, right? For me, like some of my triggers with him are looking through my mail, right? So I don't leave it on the counter. I don't leave it on the counter because it drives me nuts. It's just like, there's nothing for you. And then he keeps going back and going back and going back because he forgets he's looked at it, right? And I'm like, oh my God. So it's trying to like alleviate as many triggers as you can, right? Locking the pantry because he will eat shit all day long. And he sticks his hands in things, he opens up packages and shit goes flying. So I always shut the pantry. Lock it. What other things are my triggers with him? Like packages, I try to keep those things. There's certain things that we have and everybody has, right? Triggers. Try to avoid it. It's like, so before he asks for dessert, I always have it ready because it used to be a trigger. It's not a trigger for me anymore, but it used to be for some reason a trigger. So I would just try to have it out, that way I could be like, here, here, and do it that way. So it's about finding what works because there's so many other pressures and stresses in the day that finding or controlling the things you can control are the way to start and to try to eliminate the other stresses because you're going to have stress all day long. All day long. So it's just a matter of just trying to be proactive. getting, cereal ready, getting, for me, like, cause I'm running around all day long, if Dan's like, are you gonna take him out today or are you not? And if he doesn't, like, one of us starts prepping his lunch beforehand so when he's ready, you have to find the humor. And sometimes he does. And then, in times that like I get really frustrated, or Dan gets frustrated and sometimes he looks at me, and if Dan's like yelling and bitching and he looks at me, he goes, well, what can you say? And I say, well, nothing, Ed. The other day he did something really cute, and he was in bed and I've never showed this endearment to him. I touched him. Don't be alarmed. I touched him. And he said something super cute. And I had walked him to the bedroom and he sat down and he's like, God, I'm just, something hurts, I'm just so sore. And, so I was trying to explain it to him and it was in a normal voice. He can hear it. It's weird how he can hear sometimes and not. And he just said something cute. He goes, well, getting older is just, it's what happens when you get older. And the look in his eye was just so cute. And I just took his hair. He had a wayward strand and I just kind of touched it. And I said, yeah. I said, just hang in there. And it was cute. I touched him. I was like, if I got that on video, I actually touched him and his hair was a term of endearment. And he just looked so cute at the time. He is pretty cooperative. I have to say, so far, hopefully we are so lucky, Sinatra. We are so freaking lucky in the grand scheme of things, watching other people with their significant others or what have you. We are fortunate because he's really, even when he's feisty as fuck, you give him a minute and he forgets. And then it's like, it's not like, I don't know how well I could do with the physicalities of it all or the aggressive communications, you know what I mean? Because, I already spicy. And, we had a past that was quite spicy, me and Edward. And so, I don't know, I was able to work through a lot of those things in the last couple years between him and I. But if he was spicy like that, ooh, I don't think I could. My dad's window. You are fortunate. My dad's window? Oh, you mean like that moment of the sun downing? Yeah, I mean, we just get a shit ton of repetition. We get, resets really quickly. But you got to remember, Ed is not only, is he ADHD, he has a processing disorder too. So he's always not heard what you said. Like I always tell you guys, he'd be like, oh, girls, how was your day today? Oh, I got in a big fist fight at school today with Billy Bob and he smacked me. Okay, that's good. Did you guys eat lunch? Yes. Well, what did you have? Oh, we had octopus salad and okay. Oh, hi, Andrew. How was your day today? Oh, it rained purple meatballs. Oh, it did? Great. That's good. Did you eat today? Yes, I had spiders with a spicy jalapeno sauce. Okay, that sounds yummy. All right. I'm going to go just see where your dad is. He had his basic things, right? He wanted to talk to everybody and he said this, how are you? What's it? What did you do? Did you eat? Yes. Did you do this? But he didn't really ever listen. He just was on to the next question. And the kids would do that. I'm not joking you. The kids would do that. Yes, Kim. And if you look like Dan, even Dan, you look at his very first video posted to now, and Dan has done a 360, right? 180 maybe. I'm more like the 360. Yes, me, 360. But yeah, you look at my beginnings and sometimes I giggle because I'm like, woo, she's spicy. I don't know why people think I'm so spicy. But I am spicy. Ed and I have always been spicy. And for me, it was normal. For him, it was normal. And he was spicy as fuck with me, He used to call me stupid girl. Stupid girl. What? Mother... Stupid. Do you know? Wait. Do you know who's... You're in my house. Say that again. What'd you say? Dan, you better get your father. We're about ready to go to blows. I'm about ready to pick this guy up and turn him around. And you know what? There's many times I did pick him up. I picked him up. He wouldn't get out of my face. Do you hear me? He wouldn't get out of my face. Nose to nose with me. What you gonna do about it? You better turn around right now and walk the other way, Ed. I'm trying to keep my composure, and you're about ready to make me go cuckoo. And he would just try to do that. Do you know what I did a couple times? I picked him up, and I literally rotated him, plopped him back down, and said, walk that way. I did. I did. And I said, Dan's like, and then he was yelling back at me, and he's like fighting me on it. And I was like, you're not listening to me. I need you to walk away from me right now. And that's when he was, feisty with me, calling me ignorant and shit. What do you know? Exactly like that. What do you know? I want to go outside. You're not going outside. I want to go outside. And he would push me, and I was like, this guy, I'm trying to protect your ass. Dan, get your dad. And a couple times I literally had to pick him up because he would literally go nose to nose with me and try to get through. And I'm like this, you ain't going outside. And then after a while, you're like, you better get all right, now I'm mad. I'm mad. What? Yeah, you can't go. And he would try to walk through with me, and I was like, Edward, I'm telling you right now, you need to turn around and go that way. And he would try to get through me. That old man was spry at 90. He was spry. So there was a couple times I said, if you don't turn around right now, I'm going to pick you up and move you. And guess what? I'll tell you. I picked him up and moved him. Danielle, you better not. Go that way. I told you, don't put your hands on me. Well, you're not listening. Don't put your hands on me. Dan coming out. What's going on out here? Remove your father from my premises. Remove him. Remove him from my premises. You know what I mean? See this face? Mm-hmm. It's not pleasant. It was not pleasant. So I have to tell you, we have come a long way. I don't have to pick him up and move him anymore. Man, how many times I picked that little guy up. You can't. Oh, yes, I can. Ooh, and he would be mad. He would look at me. He would turn around, spry guy. And I would be like, what? You ain't coming out. I just told you to move and go that other way. I need a couple minutes of break. You know what I mean? No, he was going. He was going at me. Not hitting me, but, in my way. Do you want me to pick you up again? Don't you put your hands on me. Go that way. I'm going to pick you up. I told you, walk that way. I hope to never go back to those days because I seriously had mental breakdowns. way too many times. And I thought, I can't do this. I'm not cut out for this. And I'm either gonna kill him or kill myself, one of the two. But I did it. So for that, yes, I'm a badass bitch. And I hope to never go back to that because I don't think I can deal with that. Again, I like to touch him. You know, I touched him. Gratitude touch right here the other night. 2 years ago, I couldn't have done that. 2 years ago, I couldn't have done that. You think I'm spicy now? Shit, you should see me then. My eyes were like this all the time. What do you want? Waiting. So, here we are. I won. Don't you go back that way. It was a love-hate relationship. It was more, I don't think there was love at that time. There was anger. And I had anger. I had lots of anger. I mean, I've had to let a lot of things go. I didn't think I was possible. I told Dan last night, and it's just funny because, you guys, I didn't think it was possible. I told him, and I was bitching about something, and I was like, and would you have ever everything? Would anybody have thought that I would have cared for this man and loved him the way I do? Dan's just laughing at me, He's laughing. He's like, no. I'm like, I love that guy. I'm the one who's saying he's not traveling. I'm the one that's saying, hell no. And I'm the one that cares for him. I love that fucker. And Dan's laughing. He's like, I know you do. Fuck. I said, in your whole lifetime, would you ever thought I would have said that? Where would you ever have thought you said that? I would say that, and he laughed. He goes, no. I said, God! How did that happen? Shit! How did I get to that place? God, I don't know, Stacy. I honestly, I always say social media. I mean, it had to have been social media. I think, I always say that I couldn't do it. Dan wanted me to start participating in social media. I started reflecting on myself. I started seeing things that I didn't like, not what the public saw, but I saw my inner shit. I saw, it's like when you see yourself on a video, or a picture, and you see, God, I look, you see like the physical things, right? People saw the physical things like, oh, her tone, her this, her that, that was like her looks, or she looks so mean, or, I saw inside of myself in those videos. I saw me, and I was like, who the fuck is that? And then it was just became a learning process. And now here I am. Protectful. You can still love somebody and be frustrated. You can still love somebody and get angry. You can still love somebody and be sad. And maybe love was there the whole time, but I just didn't know it because there was anger. And once I let things go, right? I was the one who was going to have to let things go. It was going to be me. He couldn't do it because he's sick. And once I got a grasp on that, it's not easy, right? It wasn't easy, but it was a constant working on myself, just not with Ed, but with everything else in life that I've overcome. That helped, right? Fixing me helped letting go. But look at what he's done. I mean, in all sense of reality, let's look at the basics. I took him in. Not I. We took him in. I did it for my husband. I overcame so many issues with that. We started doing social media with him. I have my own platform because of him and Dan. And I have learned so much in the last 2 years because of him. Thanks to Dan, then Ed, I'm doing something that I'm passionate about every day with you guys. I'm trying to teach myself, trying to show you guys that it's possible to overcome fucking things, anger, right? It's possible. I am fucking living proof of that. He was never going to change. And really, it was Dan's. You know, Dan, I think, really, I give all my props to my husband, because if he didn't force me into this gig, I probably would have been a miserable wretch still, just wallowing in my self-pity, not being active, just being, depressed or whatever it is. But because Dan started this path for us and Ed helped shoot us up and gave us a platform, and together we have built a commonality all together. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. And so maybe some of that has to do with my forgiveness. Maybe seeing the path it's taken us hasn't been really a bad thing. We've been lucky. We've been lucky. We've been lucky that not only did my husband start this journey, but that Ed is such a lovable guy to everybody else. And here we are. Who knew? I was struggling for a purpose. My kids were gone. My kids were going to school. My days of carpooling were almost over when Andrew started driving, and all this stuff. And I was like, what do I do now? My whole life has been a mom. My whole life has been a mom. What do I do? Who am I? What's my identity? Because my identity was my kids. Now they've left me. What do I do? This is my calling. Bravo, ABC, NBC, hook me up with a sitcom or, a talk show, something. But I never thought, this has been me my whole life, you guys. My personality has never changed. I'm still corny. I didn't say horny. I said corny. Dan, if you're listening, not horny. I was at one point, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, I think till about the first kid, and then that dropped off. Anyhow, I've always been sick in the head, mind in the gutter. I've always enjoyed laughing. I've always enjoyed being silly. So that hasn't changed. That's always been the same person. I'm me. When people are like, you have changed, I really haven't. I've changed on the inside for myself, most of which people can't see. I've changed on the inside for me and for everybody else around me. That's how I've been able to do it. That's how I've been able to stand on my 2 feet. And like I said, every day is not easy. There's days like, oh, Dan, for the love of Pete, what's wrong? I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. What can't you do? Your dad's driving me crazy. Can you come out here and take some pressure off of me? Thank you. And especially now that he's been sick. Especially now that he's been sick, because it's harder to keep him busy, because, I don't want him doing coins. He's got open wounds, I'm like, for fuck's sake, can you sit out here with him? Hi, and so now what's freezing today? Anyhow, I love you guys. Thank you guys for all your supports, and even for the people who don't like my fucking cussing but stay because they love me. I appreciate it. I know it's hard to sometimes overlook, but I add it to my fun. I don't know. I think it's funny sometimes. But you guys, you can do it. It takes a lot of work, but it's self-reflection that changes yourself. Self-reflection changes your outlooks on things, and self-reflection gives you the strength to do it. Remember, I tell you all the time, you got to constantly look and not stop moving. You got to constantly evolve into a better person, a better being, a better thinker. And you can do it. And the more things you choose and reflect on, like at the end of the day, remember I tell yourselves all the time, ask yourself, what did I fail at today? What do I think I failed at today? What can I try better with tomorrow? Your highs and your lows. That's it. And then once you try to make that first couple steps into being a better human for yourself, not for anybody else, but for yourself, you have to do it for yourself. Things start falling into place. It's like almost like a competition. Like, hey, I did pretty well. You guys can do it. I love you. Remember, you are important. You matter. Your feelings are just that, yours. Not everybody has to agree with them. And remember what I said today, right? Your feelings are valid, but your emotional response is not. Watch yourself. Bite your tongue, bite your lip. Billie Eilish sang that. And then you just walk away. Take 24 hours to reflect before you attack, because attacking is not the way to go. Highs and lows. Remember, every night, highs and lows. I love you guys. I'll see you tonight. We are on. Thank you.